All right. So you all know this is coming. I have a question. How many of you have a blow pop to give me? Where are your blow pops? You left them upstairs? And yours is in your mom's purse? All right, to verify. We're going to get proof of this. How many of you even remembered that you were supposed to give me a blow pop today? Just a handful. So, all right. So last month for the children's homily, I gave you 2 blow pops and told you if you brought me one back, I would give you 2 more. So, those of you who have blow pops, I will trust you. I'll take you on the honor system that you do not forget. I'll give you 2 blow pops. Keep my word. For the rest of you, do not despair. You just have to wait a little bit. So, who can tell me what's special about today? Yeah, so Jesus was presented to the temple, and Simeon recognized that he was the Messiah. Does anyone know what this day is called? Yes. Groundhog's Day. It is. And unfortunately, I see some shadows out there, which is not a good sign. But if the groundhog didn't see it, we're okay. So Groundhog's Day is another name for it. But there's a church name for the day today. Does anyone know the church name for today? It is the Feast of the Presentation of our Lord Jesus at the Temple. It is a big, long name. And if any of you had ever come up with it, I would have probably had to give you an extra blow pop because that would have been amazing. But, so today is special because this is one of the few times a year that a special day takes precedence over the Sunday. So normally we would have green stoles on and all the altar hangings would be green because we're in the season of Epiphany. But because February 2nd is a Sunday, we do Feast of the Presentation. I'm just going to use that for short because it's too long to say the whole. So it's a special day, so we have to figure out why is today so special. And it has to do with Simeon seeing the baby Jesus. So, some background for you. This day was not a super special day back when it happened. It was just any other day, any Jewish family at that time, if they had a firstborn male child, 40 days later would present the child and dedicate them at the temple. It was only the male child because they liked men better than women back then, and it's sad. And they should have thought more about women. But it was only the firstborn male child that was dedicated at the temple. But that was just what was done. And so Mary and Joseph just like, well, it's just what we do. Jesus is 40 now, 40 days. He's 40 days old, so it was time to go to the temple and dedicate him to the Lord. And you all probably don't remember this, but your parents will have a vague memory of getting your Social Security card. It's a thing that exists. You have a Social Security card. You've probably never even seen it. Your parents probably don't remember anything anything special about the day they got it, because it was just another day that they got something in the mail that was your Social Security. It was very everyday, boring. This is just what we do at that time. Nothing special. But then Simeon walks into the temple, sees Jesus, and the Bible doesn't say that a ray of sunlight pierced the clouds and lit on the baby Jesus and followed him as he was brought into the temple. There were no chorus of angels singing hallelujah. Nothing special was going on. Simeon saw Jesus and somehow just knew that this was the Messiah. And then he was allowed to die. But he says very specifically, Lord, let me now depart in peace. For my eyes have seen the Savior, whom you have prepared for all the world to see. You're going to sing that today, yes. You choristers are going to sing this hymn. It's a very beautiful hymn, and I hope you pay attention to the words that are being sung, because it's so important that Simeon just sees Jesus and is filled with such joy that the Messiah is here, the one who's going to deliver God's people, and not just who we think of as God's people, but even to the Gentiles, to the whole world, that this Messiah was coming to save everyone. And even without having to see that saving happen, Simeon was so filled with joy to know it was coming. And it took the everyday occurrence of seeing a child in the temple. So the first thing I want you to know is that just seeing you is a joy and a light to the world. Your simple presence, just that you exist, is something joyful and to be celebrated. And I hope you all take joy in just seeing you. And the second thing I want you to know is that you should also take joy in the simple things in life. How many of you have had fun just playing with a cardboard box? I think some more hands need to go up. Because if my experience is any indication, at some point in your life, you were more excited by the cardboard box something came in than whatever it was you were supposed to be getting as a gift. I have a very fond memory that's become kind of a joke tradition in our family, that at our baby shower, when we were getting ready for my son to be born, and a lot of family and friends came together and they got us gifts, and we were opening them in front of everyone. Our nephews and nieces, the littlest ones, were gathered around, and every time we opened wrapping paper, they saw something. They didn't know what it was. They just saw a box. They're like, "It's a box!" And they were just so excited. They had no idea what it was. It could have been something simple. It could have been a box of diapers, which is not super exciting. It could have been a toy. It could have been something to make baby food. It could have been bottles. They didn't know what it was, but there was a box, and it was a gift, and they were excited. So now, anytime you're with a group of family and friends, and someone opens something, and there is a box there, a bunch of people just shout out, "It's a box!" I want you to have that kind of joy in simple things. So I want you to be able to go outside and just go, "The sun is shining! Yeah, sun!" Or I want you to go home and get home from school and see your parents or your siblings and say, "My family, I love you," and give them a hug. I know some of you that are a bit older, it might feel awkward simple thing you can. Find a small rock outside and just say, look at this beautiful rock that's just lying on the ground. It's part of God's creation. To find something small and take extreme joy in it. So my next question for you is this. I want you to think about this. And I want you to think of something small that gives you joy. What's something small that gives you joy? Yes. A diamond? That's fair. That's fair. I walked right into that one. Well played, sir. Well played. Diamonds can be big. That is true. But diamonds can also be very tiny. Yes. Blow pops. Blow pops can give you joy. What else? I'm sorry? You were going to say blow pops too? Candy in general. I'm sorry? Just candy in general, just any type of sugar. Yes. Christmas. Christmas is kind of a big thing, but I'll take it. Yes. Your dog, just seeing a pet. Yes. Nothing? What makes you happy? Think of something that makes you happy. When was the last time you smiled? What if I told you I was going to give you a blow pop? Would that make you happy? Would you be happy if I give you a blow pop? What if I said I was going to give you 2 blow pops? This is bargaining. This is negotiation. Let's say I give you 3, but you have to give 1 to someone else and say, I want you to have a joyful day. So, does that sound like something you all can do? If I give you 3 blow pops, and you give 1 to someone else, who's not sitting right here around the altar, so no passing blow pops back and forth. You can go to the people who are sitting on the either sides or in the back, but no one who's sitting here. Does that sound like something we can do? If you forgot to bring a blow pop in the first place?
You gave us 3 and then we gave you 1 and then you gave us 2.
Oh, you are clever! Oh, you are more awake than I am. Well, let's see how many blow pops I have. Let's stick with 3. And the people who said they brought blow pops will get an extra 1. And we'll start with 3, and then we'll see how many blow pops I have left. Because unfortunately, I do not have an infinite supply of blow pops. As much as it seems like I do, that it is finite. So, go ahead, come forward, get some blow pops, and remember to take joy in everyday things.
The world is changed by you. It's one person filled with love. And they just have to live it out. So they do something awesome. Then that person is filled with love. And they do something awesome. It just goes on and on and on and on. And the next thing you know, everything's awesome. Some people think it's impossible to change the world.
It's impossible to change the world.
Well, you can see why they could think that. Living in the world with kids who are hungry, people who are homeless, families weren't happy. I'm just trying to figure it out like everybody else, man. I do know this, though. Next time you feel overwhelmed or totally alone, remember this. Things don't have to be the way they are. The world is changed by ordinary people. Little people living out big love. And that's what gives the world a reason to dance.